Hello, good people. It's your girl, Plus Model Jeannie F. Jeannie Ferguson, JVF, whatever it is you want to call me. I'm here to talk to you, the world. Hey, it's Corrine Foster, also known as Charisma the Queen, Queen of the Queendom NYC, hailing from Queens, New York.
Hi everyone, this is Dyesha Michelle Hicks of JUSDYE already, and I'm repping Brooklyn, New York.
What's up, y'all? This is Whitney D. Smith. I am repping White Plains, New York, Westchester County. What am I saying? That's it.
Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. I'm Jeannie Ferguson.
I'm Corrine Foster.
I'm Dyesha Hicks.
I'm Whitney Smith.
And this is As a Matter of Fact. Well, tonight we are in Brooklyn and we're talking about the shaming of black women. Ladies, you know, lately the conversation has been heated about, you know, what's going on in the community with black women.
Yes.
And so, you know, we're coming together to talk about and shed light on this topic from us, not from Tori,
From our
but from
perspective.
us, right?
Our perspective.
Okay, so
what have y'all experienced as far as shaming? Like, what would you like to start? Like, have you been shamed for, let's say, pursuing something that other people didn't agree with? Have you been shamed for your beautiful curves, how you dress, the career you pursue, social media, seeing shaming on there? Like, what have y'all experienced?
Well, I've been ashamed for having short hair.
Same.
I've cut my hair, it's been 22 years. Don't ask how old I am, mind your business. Don't ask
Not
no
age
questions.
shame.
Don't press me.
that's for sure. All right.
No,
Y'all can say a lot about black women, but
don't talk about our age.
all
for
right
sure.
now.
But I cut my hair 22 years ago. And it was the question of, are you gay? You know, do you have cancer? Were you always bald? You never had hair before? It's a choice. I decided to cut my hair because my daughter, who still has a lot of hair, had a lot of hair. So it was either me or her. To be honest, it was either me or her. And I got tired of it. So the thing with that is, my comeback was, you may not like the fact that I cut my hair, but you can't tell me anything about beauty because I don't have anything to hide behind. Your weaves, your braids, your twists, whatever you want to call it, from then to now, I don't have anything to hide behind.
So hold on.
Yes, ma'am.
So did the shaming come from other black women?
Oh, absolutely. Why would you cut your hair? Your hair is your crown and glory. My hair is not my crown and glory. That's that craziness that your mama and your grandmother taught you. They didn't teach me that. Because again, if I had YouTube 22 years ago, all of that nice fluff and those twists and all of those big curls, I would still have it. I would have known how to maintain it. To have all this hair, then to feel like, okay, what am I supposed to do? There was nothing I could do with it.
I permed mine.
Listen, I permed it, then I stopped perming it. I didn't even have to perm it. I have great texture, not the good hair. I'm just saying. I do. I'm being very honest. But what was I supposed to do with it? It just grew. It didn't fall out. It just kept growing. I was like, you know what? I don't care nothing about it. It's just here. It's bothering you. It don't bother me. When I first cut it, I said if I get 10 compliments from my mother's house to my house, then I won't cut it. What? I couldn't get off my mother's block without the compliments. You look good, you look good, so I kept it. But, you know, it was terrible. The black women, the older black women. Why would you do this? Your mama worked all this time to cut and to grow your hair and make it look good, and this is what you do? I was like, wow.
Do you think that stigma of holding on to the hair has an association to our experience with like slavery, Jim Crow, or, you know, like us needing to be more European?
I felt that it was a beauty. It was holding on to your beauty. That's what made you beautiful. Like your hair is what made you beautiful, not because you had a beautiful face. Because you had this long, beautiful hair and it was full and thick and fluffy, that made you beautiful.
Ooh, let's talk about the beautiful face. Let's talk about the shaming of black women and being pretty for a black girl.
A dark skinned girl? Because I got that.
Oh, you got that.
That'll make me cry, so please be very
Oh no,
careful.
no, it's serious because I get the oh, you're pretty. Are you black?
I get that a lot.
Very much.
What
so.
do you mean?
I definitely
I get
get
that
that, and I'm offended by it, especially at the age that I am. Versus when I was a young girl, let's say 12, I thought it was I'm talking about 12-year-old. I thought it was, but now I'm like looking at our culture, looking at African culture, Senegalese women.
Yes.
They have chinky eyes. So I was like, hold up, this is not just an Asian type of thing.
Right.
Black women have high cheekbones and chinky eyes. So hearing that you look mixed, it tries to, or the experience was, to try to take out of the black beauty. And I'm like, no, I'm black.
But you know where that comes from? That comes from something deeper.
Yeah.
Deeper within somebody's, their inner selves. So the thing is, if I'm shaming somebody else because of their hair color, the color of skin, the way they look, it's because I don't feel good about me.
Yes.
Or I'm admiring the fact that you have this freedom that you could just cut your hair and we can wear our hair in all these different styles. So when we think about shaming, is it really about us, the people shaming each other, or is it really about you shaming or feeling shameful of yourself?
Projecting.
You're projecting what you feel.
Yes.
And the hair experience, I had beautiful hair as well. But my mom was like, why you cut your hair? Why you cut your hair? Everybody, why did you cut your hair? Because I wanted to. Freedom of choice, right? And actually, when I cut my hair for a reason. I was going through a breakup.
And
listen,
You
experience, right?
getting.
So I was going through a breakup, and I said, you know what? I just wanted to do something and feel free. Let me tell you, once I cut my hair, I had a season. I felt so free.
Very free.
I felt so free, and not to say that you can't feel free with having this luxurious hair,
Right.
but I was connected to my hair, all my feelings and everything in my hair. Cut that thing up, I felt so free and felt full of life. And I know a lot of people when they go through these different types of experiences, you see they change. They change their hair color from one thing to another, or they cut their hair, whatever the case is. But like I said, shaming about how somebody else looks and what they're doing, it all starts with that individual. No, where does it come from? Where does it stem from?
What about the shaming in relationships? Because I noticed for a lot of my peers, women, black women over the age of 30, that there's this stigma that if you've never been married, something's wrong with you, right?
I can't stand that.
Why
Why are you single?
Why are you
get
single? Why are you single?
What's wrong with you?
Like you? No, but it's so interesting how not only does society kind of put this thing where it's like, why are you single? But internally, oh my gosh, so many black women are so damaged because they feel invalid because no one ever married them.
Yeah.
And I've been married before. I've done it won't for me.
I was there. I was there at one point as well.
And I think that some women have to own that fact that it might not be for you, and that doesn't make you any less. But I think internally, it's like if you don't have the say yes to the dress moment, you're not a full woman.
We created that. Society created that.
It depends
for us.
on their inner circle too. So if you hear this from your mom or your aunt,
That's
and
true.
you're okay, that's inward shaming. Girl, you didn't get married yet.
That's
you ain't have no
pressure.
babies.
Right.
If it's either getting married or where's your children.
You don't have any
And
kids
if that's
yet?
from your inner circle, that's
Listen,
I was the opposite.
Like
the girl, though. Let me tell you.
That's
don't
definitely
do
me
it.
too. My mom
I
was saying
love
no
you.
forever.
Right. She was like, I love
And then
your
she said
father.
you're too old.
No, my mother, she told me, I love your father. I love him. And before they separated, I was younger. I wouldn't say I was an adult when they finally got a divorce or whatever. But my mother was like, don't do that. Don't. I just trust you, honey. Have so much fun before you do it. And I actually got married, but I got married for health insurance. I mean, I love the person. I'm gonna be so honest.
It's a business.
It is.
Marriage is a partnership. It is.
That was
out their reasons.
Listen, it was.
That must be some good health
Go ahead, keep
insurance.
it
What do you
real.
want?
What? Keep it
That
real.
life?
Must be that.
3 days. Honey, listen, she is an officer. So she gets all of everything. So when it was one of those things where it was just like, she did buy a nice ring, but it wasn't, I got on my knee or anything, because she was full of it. So you didn't get on your knee or none of that, none of this, and you bought this beautiful ring, and it was just like, oh, you know, here, happy birthday. I said, oh, okay. So listen, the health insurance at my job, okay, I'm spending way too much on this every month for me and my daughter, so what we gonna do? We was together, and it was just like, so what we doing? Well, you know, I have great health insurance. We was together, whatever. But it was like, okay, so now what we gonna do? I was just like, okay, let's get the
Let's
get the particulars done.
And I'm still married because I still have health insurance. My daughter will be 26 next year, so that's going to be the end of it. So then it's going to be like, okay, it's over. Otherwise, and after that, I have nothing to say to you. We can get the divorce going. We good. So we good.
I mean, but you in love.
I almost, yeah, I got a whole new boo. Whole new boo.
Which is the next topic, like sexual shaming. You ever got? Because I mean, I didn't talk about my sexuality, and when I did, I heard that I was greedy for being bisexual. I did, and because greedy because I like men, I like women, so they said you're greedy, you can't pick. So that was shame.
Being a lesbian is that you're don't.
But they say bisexuals is, so lesbian is lesbian. Bisexual is you can't decide.
But I'm just telling you, being a part of the LGBT.
Of course, there's a whole being there.
I get it, but here's the thing. I don't think that you're greedy. You know exactly what you want. You know, my thing is with bisexual men and women, be honest. That's all I ask you to do, is be honest. I don't have a problem with you liking both. I say go for it. That's your thing, go for it. But be honest. Don't bounce back and forth, and don't hurt feelings in them, because I've watched that happen a few times. Like, don't do that. But if you're honest with, listen,
let's have that sermon to the heterosexual men's out here.
No, for real.
Carrying on.
If you're doing whatever,
they're not even DL. I'm just talking about just in general. Like that make a decision or don't make a decision.
Don't make the choice for me. If that's how you rock, that's what you want to do.
Right.
Go ahead and that's you, right? But don't make that choice for me, because then you're taking my choice away. And that's when we have a problem. That's when we can't be friends. We can't be cordial, because it's totally disrespectful.
And I don't want to end up on the first 48, because that's
Not
the
the
first
first
48. I don't think y'all understand.
You look like you'll handle it well.
Son, I was almost there.
Like we tried to find her,
Listen.
but she disappeared.
There you go.
Look, well, the sexual shaming, like
Sexual shame.
I definitely experienced that. You know, I think when I was pregnant with my 5th baby, I had went to a cookout, and one of my aunts was like, "So you get pregnant by every man you date?"
Wow.
I was like,
I'm telling you, be the family.
I said, "What? It be the family."
Wow.
I said, first of all, don't worry about me, because your kids still live in your house. I'm grown. Don't worry about me, sweetheart. Don't worry about it, okay?
Exactly.
But it's like that experience of, you know, because you are liberated, or because you feel comfortable with your sex and your sexuality, or the way you talk or whatever, it's like there's so much scrutiny on the black woman on every area of our life. I mean, and then for me being extremely voluptuous, I had this assumption that I was being sexual in everything. From a baby, I was perceived as sexual.
Wow.
Like, I couldn't get out of a diaper good without being called fast.
Wow.
And that's a real experience, because of my body build, oh, she gonna be fast.
But there's not, what can you do?
I'm a baby.
That's what they say. And it's like, it creates shame. All right, like even if like whoever believes in like chakras and like the sacral chakra, if you feel like, well, what am I doing to be called fast? You're not doing anything but just being a beautiful girl that has developed. Why do you have to call a young girl fast when the boys are running around doing God knows what? They say boys will be boys.
See, that's the thing. Now, if it started definitely at an adolescent, a baby, just imagine going through life, having that trauma. Because it's really, it's trauma. You know what I mean? You're going through life, and then at one point, you're not feeling secure about you, right? You're not feeling secure about yourself, and it creates these different things where you end up getting into relationships that you don't need to be in, that doesn't serve you, and you start picking and choosing out of this trauma.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, I remember when I first found Jesus, and I started
Amen
going
to
church.
Jesus.
Amen to Jesus. Give it up for Jesus.
Give it up for Jesus. You know I love some Jesus.
You know, but when I first started going to church, I'm in the South. I happen to be in the South, but I'm a New York City girl, and so I'm fashionable. I dress the way I dress, and I was shamed.
And you can't help what you shape like.
I
want you to know
cannot
that. You can't
help it.
that.
It's nothing that.
They want
God
you to wear like a
gave you.
tulip like
She would
dress.
have
It
to
wouldn't matter. I couldn't hide in their pajamas. And so it's like it was that shaming of, well, we don't want to, make the men's in the church.
They wanna
Why
distract.
is that my ownership? And that's where like black women have to own the experience of other people around them and how your body makes them feel, how your hair makes them feel, how your sexuality makes them feel. I don't give a shit how nobody feel at this point. Let me let you know. Because it's like you're gonna have feelings about me regardless. And it comes to a place where you start to expect that people are going to have feelings. And I think that's what kind of creates the angry black woman persona.
Allegedly, because we have to watch everything, even like our tone of voice at work.
But see, you know what's funny? I am one who would tell you, and I have a few people that will attest to it.
Don't come at me like that now. Calm down real quick.
Right?
Yeah,
why do I have to, like, the things that you
So in
guys
a work
Exactly.
experience, do you like tell them that? Because I was
have.
pegged as
I
being defensive anytime I asked a question,
I have.
anytime I wasn't cheery, but like let's say Becky didn't have to. Becky could just be herself, but I had to like walk on eggshells.
My daughter is going through that today.
That's rough.
She had gotten an email from her boss saying that there are other employees who are, and she's one of the chocolate, one of the only black girls there. And they said, well, your attitude, and they're saying they're feeling like they're uncomfortable around you. So my daughter is crying. I was like, hold on.
Like I just stopped talking at work. Like I kept fighting and I kept fighting, but like I wasn't winning. I didn't have nobody backing me because they weren't having the experience.
Yep.
Until they had the experience, and definitely it changed when Becky had the experience.
Right. And that's
Like, oh, this manager is rude. I'm like, he's been rude 3 years ago.
when I tried to tell you, I think, but it's
So thank God your daughter has you. That's going to go up there kicking and screaming. But sometimes,
And that's why we have to
doesn't
show
work.
up for ourselves, but show up for each other. That's so important. And so the thing is about when we talk about shaming, we can't shame each other. There's a lot of black women and there's a lot of competition, right? I gotta try to be better than you. I gotta do this better than you. I gotta dress better than you. I gotta get my business and get it to this level. Instead of working together, supporting each other, stop hating on each other so we can all move forward.
why do you think that's so though? Like we're not competing with each other right here, right? We're all here to support each other. But when we step out of that door, it's somebody that she thinks she's all of that, or blah blah blah, or
because
just
they're
this
not
like.
comfortable with who they
That's
are.
like I'm saying. It starts here.
That's
Everything
right.
starts here.
We
You're not
know who we
confident.
are.
You're not secure, and you got some issues that you need to go get some therapy or talk to somebody. Because the thing is, if you can't support another woman, right, who is doing her thing, then there's something wrong with you. Or you want to do what I'm doing, and you scared to ask for my support.
Or you
You're scared to ask me. Just ask me. We might could probably do this together. Right. If we take that on, then you know how much more powerful we can be? We're already powerful. So we gotta stop shaming each other. We gotta be there to support.
I mean,
each other.
it's a
But it starts when you're little too.
Right, but that's what I was about to say. It's generational,
Definitely.
and it takes a conscious effort to do the opposite of what we're trained
Yes.
to do. And so that competition. Now, I was raised with two brothers, so I didn't understand
So was I.
when women were like,
Catty.
they didn't like me when I walked in the room. Why? I do nothing to you, girl. I ain't thinking about you.
Right.
I wasn't even thinking about you. And so
That
like my
annoys them
first.
the most though.
Right.
Like, oh, this thinks
She
she all that.
thinks she all that.
Like I didn't even see you.
Right,
Like,
clients.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, I'm literally here to help you. And I guess because they didn't understand that we have a shared experience. And so even though I'm in a place, in a posture where I'm able to help, I came from where exactly you're at.
Right.
I came from single mom. I came from First of all, let's talk about that term single mom being used as a negative connotation, because I'm very proud of the fact that I'm a single mom. You know, I've heard women just use that single mom like, I'm a single mom.
Oh, okay.
Girl, sit down.
Okay, I've heard. Okay.
Your mama had them kids every weekend. You're not single at all. Like, you single, but you're not a single mom. Your baby daddy give you mad child support.
So true.
Stop it. You wouldn't be able to pay none of the car notes.
No, but you
Car
know
notes,
what?
your bag, your shoes, you won't have none of that.
That term is used loosely.
You must be talking
You know
about
what I'm
baller
saying?
girls.
You're a single mom if the father is not involved.
But why is that still negative? You know, because
It shouldn't be negative.
Because if you, I think it's a badge of honor. I'm a single mom, and I feel like sometimes
doing
it's
it.
like I'm a single mom. Woe is me.
Nah.
So some people
That means-
victimize.
Right? It can take
Right.
And that comes from their own childhood experience,
all about
right?
trauma.
Versus you being empowering.
Right. But
Yeah.
what I realized is with that whole single mom thing is when your mother and father is still together. Miserable, but your mama's still there. Hold on.
Okay.
She's miserable, but she's still there for 700 years. She's there.
700.
With
Hold
all
on.
him and
With all
Cletus'
the
children.
Okay. with
Cletus,
all- hold on. His kids
Him-
that he
his
had with
kids
you
from the
and
other-
How about that?
How about it?
How about that?
Cletus
now
had the
listen.
babies down block.
Listen, Cleopas is there and he got all the kids.
Mr. Harold been seeing Miss Judy
There you
down
go.
block a long time.
Exactly. So now when you have a woman who have a child and you just say, oh, my daughter, first thing they ask you, are you married? So I go, yes, I am. And you tell me what that has to do with the fact that I still take care of my child. Because here's the thing, bitch, I don't ask you for nothing. I don't ask you for Nathan, not
Very
one
return. Do I owe you
thing.
any money?
Not one of nothing and two of shit. I don't ask you for nothing. So why are we going through this? Oh, you're a single mom, bitch. I'm okay. Because here's the thing, my child's an adult, because I always say my baby, and everybody thinks she's 12 or she's 25. I get to come and go as I please while you sit and run around. Don't. I'm good. I'm done.
You know, I had somebody in my DM last night. And the DM be popping, y'all. Just let's keep it real. So somebody was in my DM last night and they were like, oh, I see your kids or whatever. Do they have the same daddy?
What does that have to do with anything?
What does that have to do with anything?
I saw some shaming around that, like someone saying, "Oh, my kids have the same daddy," so it's like
No,
they
you
were
just
kind
a
of
dumb
like
bitch
both.
over and over and over. I got over it quickly. Like,
But that's a shaming thing. Like
it is a shame. With
Yeah.
as many men I want to.
Because
I'm an international
I
house of
get into-
pancakes.
Hold on, but you getting into this relationship, you're not doing it just to be humping around and saying, oh,
No.
now I'm going to have his baby because I want his money. You in this relationship and you feel like I'm putting my all into it, it's going to be me and him. Oh, this is a blessing, we're having a baby. So now this is what we're doing. And then he turned out to be an asshole. That's on him. It has nothing to do with
Sometimes you gotta move
Listen,
on.
I got to take care of my child. It is what it is. I don't shame women for doing stuff like that. Now here's the thing. If you're a hood booger and then you have
Not
the
the
different
hood
baby, come
booger.
on, son, and you got all these different baby daddies, and then you want to go and you want to front on the chick who's trying to help you. Here you go. You one that try to help the others, or you just don't want to do anything. So now, listen, I might.
There's different scenarios.
Listen, I might give you the
There's
side eye,
empowering
you know better.
scenarios,
Right.
victimizing scenarios.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like ultimately, regardless of a person's economic status or hood correlations, our reproductive systems, us
Right, it
as
works.
black women, our reproductive systems should not be shamed. And
No.
and the relevance of who the child's father is, or if you're having sex with her or him and her, it's really not anybody's place
No.
to shame.
The thing is, you do what you do. You have your beliefs. I have my beliefs. And the thing is that, if you love it, then that's on you.
Right.
Don't judge me for it. You know what I mean? Now, my values, I have, I love Jesus. I'm a ordained minister or whatever the case is. Not over the case is, because that's important. But, I have values, you know what I'm saying? As far as you know what? Let me just take that out of it, because as a woman,
I want you to get close.
Hold on, let me get close.
Big.
Is that better? As like I was saying, values, whatever your values are and whatever your beliefs are, if you good with them, rock on. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has their own stuff, but don't judge, don't shame anybody for what they do.
Because only God can judge.
Because only God can really judge you.
you.
So the thing is, regardless of what I believe, and regardless of what you believe, that's you. You know what I'm saying? I can encourage you to go a certain way, right? by living a certain way, by having a conversation with you. But if you want to do what you want to do, then that's on you, babe. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. It's about the judgment that we put on ourselves and we allow people to put on us. This world, society, so much judgment that has us judging ourselves. You know what I'm saying? That puts us in this place that we're feeling like, oh yeah, I am single. I'm 42, I'm single. And feeling bad about it. I have 2 kids by 2 different I want to say baby daddies. 2 different men.
That's
okay?
just my baby daddy.
Yeah, I don't want to use that baby daddy. I hate that baby daddy term. By 2 different men.
Kids
you know
is
what I'm
12,
saying? You don't know anybody.
You ain't got near baby.
Okay. You know what? You don't know anybody's situation. You don't know what they went through. You don't know. Ask somebody. If you're so concerned, right? And you got so much to say, ask me about my story so I can tell you.
That part.
Then you might have a different perspective. Let me let you know. I don't have to, you know, but I'll share my experience if you need to learn.
How can we tell our stories more empowering?
I found that for me, the way that I discover purpose over and over is by telling my story. Because what I've identified is that while I was going through life trying to navigate it alone, I didn't have a traditional family where somebody was able to teach me or reach me or guide me, right? And so I was always looking for somebody that looked like me. I was always looking for the pretty girl with the booty, with the babies, with the brains, who was going to school, who was working, who was fighting and going through relationship stuff, and I never found her. And so I decided to be that woman that somebody else could look at and say, even though and regardless of, I made it through it. And so I think that it comes from a place of empowerment. Now, my ideology of empowerment came from Audrey Cohen, who is a white woman who decided to become empowered to help others gain empowerment, right? And so that ideology helped me to frame how I perceived the world and how I would walk into the world. And what I found was that being transparent about myself and my truth was the way to gain friends and comrades throughout life. And it was those experiences that allowed me to walk into a boardroom, and because as an executive, now I'm a black woman executive, so I've walked into boardrooms where my white male counterparts get paid $40,000 more than me, guaranteed. Right? And I have more education, more experience, I'm relatable, I speak well, and I would walk into these board meetings and I would be perceived as a basketball wife. Wow. Or I would get asked direct questions. Who's going to take care of your children?
You can come if you like.
Let me know. You can come
What's your
over.
schedule?
You know, and it's like you have to be so fast-hitting and witty to respond to the ridiculousness of what is thrown at you.
Yeah.
I mean, I've walked away from job offers because I'm like, you're not gonna lowball me, right? Because we have people who but they can't walk into the room and engage every single black woman in the room. I can, right? And so what we're not going to do is that, and my education and my degrees, or they'll have this perception that we're like that I'm going to be aggressive. I mean, and well, of course, you know, because they watching Love and Hip Hop. I'm not Cardi B. I'm not Cardi B.
She was mild compared. Like,
look, and sometimes you need to be the Cardi, but they like to gawk at us instead of work with us. We're entertainment for folks, and I'm not going to be your entertainment because I'm here to do a work, and I'm not going to play with you.
Right.
And I think that a lot of times when you go into the workforce and you have the mindset that I'm here to complete a task, I'm here about my work, you are like hated. Very much so.
You're angry.
But a white man is revered for the same kind of personality. Because I'm a type A personality. So when I walk in, I analyze, I dissect, and I create a strategy. And if you're not going to go with it, you're going to get out.
Right. You know what? One thing I love that you said, I mean, you said a whole bunch of things that I love. One thing I really zoned in is the fact that you became that person that you did not see.
Yes.
Right? you made sure that you walked into your story, right? Your truth, and that's also healing. When I can accept my story, because my past, although I'm not going to look back, but my past is a part of who I am and who I'm becoming. So the fact that you were able to own your story and not be, let me tell you, do not be shameful of your story, because a lot of us shame our stories. A lot of us shame our past. Don't shame that, because that allows you to be able to touch. You said transparent. Yeah. You can be transparent with somebody. You can hit different women who have gone through the same thing, because you're not playing the victim anymore. Because there's a difference when you're telling your story from a victim mindset and from a survivor, right? So now you're able to in a learning experience, right? And you have to unlearn a lot of stuff too, right? But the fact that you said you became that woman and you walked into your truth, which allowed you to walk into your purpose. And that's the thing. That's about empowering. Because you're empowering yourself first to make sure we're all empowering ourselves first, right? To make sure we can empower other women. Right. It's all, that's what it boils down to. How can we change the narrative of the black woman?
Try to disrespect my circumference, you bucket. Plenty where I stand, there first, second, third, word unspoken. Bird, you lay, play, face overlay. Leave when your chick ready to stay.